Yo, what up, what up, what up? Alright, so in the last video that I did, I remember that I mentioned that I just haven't been posting videos as of late because I've been busy doing something, and I was going to elaborate more on that on the next video, which is this one. So that's what I'm about to do. So, yeah, so I've been busy job training. I've been doing security work for a decade, 12 years now. And one of my last security jobs was at the transit centers, which is the bus stations. I was checking in with the bus drivers, making sure that they were okay, because a lot of them were dealing with a lot of homelessness issues. And so yeah, I was just checking in with the bus drivers, and they're the ones that pretty much convinced me to try out the bus driving gig, not gig, but career job. Career actually, it's a it could be a career. Yeah, they told me about union benefits, which I didn't know, honestly, and all sorts of benefits that comes with that job. So I took it into consideration, and that's what I've been doing. Because I thought to myself, I'm like, everything that they describe is pretty good actually, and I never driven a commercial vehicle, but I do have just a little bit of experience, just because of the RV. It's almost the same size as the buses, and so I said, if I could drive this thing, I might be able to drive a bus. And it's not like I drive the RV often. It's very it's kind of rare when I do drive it. It's just to avoid the street sweepers around the block, and also to when I gotta go drain the tanks, which I did recently, like a few days ago. It's like a 20-mile round trip. So yeah, so I said, why not give it a try? And I did. The first time I didn't pass, I failed. Sorry about that. The second time, I passed. I went with a different county, and I passed, and it wasn't easy. I had to be there at 6 in the morning every day in class. You could only be up to 2 minutes late. Once it hits 6:02, and you're in class, you're considered to be late, so they give you a miss out. You get 2 miss outs, and you're booted out the training program. So the latest you could be 6:01 and 59 seconds. So they're pretty strict, and yeah, but I managed to do it. Once you complete the actual training, then you got to do the behind the wheel training and testing, which is usually, for the most part, it's at 4 in the morning or 3:45 in the morning. So it just gets more intense from there. But I already got certified, and I got licensed and everything. I'm already officially employed by the company, which is pretty awesome, but at the same time not, because it's not going that well for me, to be honest. I'm getting lost a lot, and they don't allow GPS systems. The buses don't have any built-in GPS systems. You're not allowed to use your personal phone, and so it's all bad. You got to learn how to read maps, and the directions that they give you, they're not very accurate. you know like, for example, they tell you, oh, make a left turn right here, and then you're gonna make a right turn afterwards right here. And then, so you could be at a certain street, and it tells you to make your next turn is going to be a left turn. So you're already looking out for that turn. Like, all right, I already serviced this, stopped, I picked up passengers, let me get ready to do my next turn, which is telling me that is this street, the name of this street, and it's going to be a left turn. And then when you're you're merging over to the left lane, getting ready to do the left turn, and then you look at the street name, and you notice that it doesn't match with the street name that's on the directions, and you're like, I thought I was supposed to make a left turn here. That was supposed to be my next left turn, but it's not matching up with the name that's written down on the paper. So that's when I'm like, all right, so I guess I gotta keep going forward, and I gotta keep servicing stops, and then the next street I'm expecting it, and it's still not the name of the street that matches up. I'm expecting the next street, and I just constantly am looking out for the street to match up with the ones on the listed on the directions. And 8 miles down, finally the street name comes up, and then I can finally make the turn. 8 miles down, so I was just paranoid and looking out, trying to find that street to make my left turn, thinking that I was gonna be like, the next turn, when in reality, that next turn was 8 miles away. So on the directions, it doesn't tell you. It tells you your next turn is gonna be a left, but it doesn't tell you the distance of that turn, from your current location. It doesn't tell you that. It doesn't tell you, okay, your next turn is going to be left and it's going to be 8 miles from now. That would be very helpful to know, but they make it complicated. They don't tell you that. Not only that, but it also doesn't tell you the stops and the streets that are there before you even get to that left turn. Because there's so many streets that you pass, main streets, and but it doesn't give you that information. That's why the directions are difficult to follow. And then once you make that left turn like I did, then it tells you, okay, so now your next turn is going to be a right turn at this street. And then just because based on your experience, what you just went through, that it took you 8 miles to make that left turn, you're kind of assuming that your next right turn is going to be the same thing. I'm like, all right, well, I just have to go 8 miles, just to make this left turn. So this right turn is probably going to be, a long time from now too. And I just have to keep going straight. And then, so you're going at a more steady speed, not being so paranoid that, you're going to miss your turn because you're thinking that it's going to be in a long way from now. And then you realize that it's right away. The right turn is right away. And then you miss your turn, and now you're off route, and now you're lost, and now you got to call it in, and it's a big buzz. You can't bust U-turns, and it's just a mess. It's a mess. So that's been me. That's been me as of late, and it's been me numerous times. So and it's a whole county that I had to know within 1 week and a half that they gave us of behind the wheel training to learn these routes. And I just honestly don't feel like it's I don't feel like it's like it doesn't make sense. 1 week and a half, that's nothing. And it's not like we got the whole week and a half too, because we got days off. So yeah, it just and that, yeah, it's just not good. It wasn't enough, for everybody to memorize the whole county, especially if you're not from there, which I'm not. So and it's a big county, so many cities in this county, and then there's no way I can memorize all of them. I can't even memorize one city. So how am I gonna memorize the whole county? And so I'm forced to follow the papers, the maps, the directions that they give to us, because we can't use GPS. And the maps that they give to us, it's not all, how do I say it? It's not all accurate too, because they tell you, because you don't know if you're gonna be picking up the bus from the station or the base, how they say it. You could be taking a company vehicle and meet up with the driver at a different location, and then you got to know how to get to that location by reading a different set of papers, which is called off route or deadheading. And then if you're gonna do that, you gotta use the pull out papers, because you're pulling out from your base, deadheading to that location. And at the end of the shift, if you have to if you end at a different city and you have to return to base, you gotta look at your pull-in papers to deadhead back to base, and then you gotta look at off-route papers if you're gonna go deadhead from your bus from one location to another location without servicing stops, without picking up passengers. And that's a whole other set of papers and directions, and then if you're going to be servicing, that's your route of lines, which is just like so complicated. It's like so many different sets of papers that you got to be checking. It's just crazy, and then you got to know how you're gonna set up your papers on the dash where you're driving without them falling off, because like I said, you can't use GPS, and it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. So I got the job, but I don't know what's gonna happen, to be honest. I'm just hoping for the best, and I guess I don't really know why I explained all this, but I wanted to elaborate. The thing is, though, I did graduate. The 6 weeks of training, I did get licensed and certified. I got my CDL now, my VTT. Passed the air brakes, passed the passenger endorsements and everything. So I'm good now, Yeah, let me showcase. Where is it at? I know I got it here somewhere. So yeah, that's me right there. That's the whole class. It was 29 of us. We started with 29, and but 13 didn't make it. They got disqualified for whatever reason. So that's how it's been. It's been pretty intense, and it's not over. Once you get in and you're employed with them, it's still a battle, because now we got 6 months of probation that we got to complete. Once you pass the 6 months, I guess we're more safe, to keep the job. We got like more help from union and everything, but during the 6 months, it's hell. You could get easily fired. So that's what's been up with that's what's been up with me. And then other than that, just doing upgrades usual tomorrow. I can't remember exactly what I posted in the last video, but just in case I didn't, just really quick, my Dinette covers, I got those to match the color scheme that I have on my windows, so I decided to go for those. My LED strip lights, I got them again, and then I changed the microwave for a modern looking one. Man, it was hard to modify for this to fit in, because I had to, so you can see right here, I had to cut it, and it was a thick layer. It was just so thick, so it wasn't like it was thin. I wasn't I wasn't expecting it to be so thick. So I had to cut all this whole gap, and then I had to cut all this too, because the old microwave was like, it came up to here, so all this was just a thick layer of wood that I had to cut up. But I did it, and it's not exactly perfect, because they're right there, but it worked out. So I got that, and then the helmet set up right there. I think I already showed that in the last video though. And then that's pretty much it. But that's pretty much what's been up. What more could I say? One thing that I do want to focus on getting next, in terms of my appliances, that machine is just a beauty. It's been so reliable. I got no complaints with that beautiful machine. So the only thing that I want to do with that is just I want to extend the battery capacity, even though it's not really that necessary really, and that's already sufficient enough, for the power that I need on a daily basis. But it's good to have just an extra capacity. So I'm thinking about getting I forgot what it's called. I think it's called the B230P or something, or P230, Bluetti B230 or something like that, which is the extended battery for the Bluetti AC200P. So that's what I'm thinking about getting next, and I'm gonna see how I'm gonna go about installing that. I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work, but that's what I'm thinking about getting next. And then yeah, let's see what happens. But yeah, everything's been cool. Yeah. Well, I don't really know what else to what else to share other than what I already did share. Um, yeah. If you guys have any questions regarding any of the videos that I have posted in the past, maybe on how some some of the things that I have work, I'll I'll be glad to answer them. Um, yeah, that's all I can say. All right, peace out, everyone. Y'all have a great day like always, and stay up, stay focused, stay progressing, stay hustling. Peace out.